do wood turning, but also it's one of the most important things. There is no point in having a nice set of turning tools, and you can spend a lot of money on turning tools. You can spend just a lot. If they're not sharp, they're not going to work properly, and they're more dangerous. So if they're not sharp, you're going to force them to work. What's the man outside about carving? His carving tools will be super sharp, because if they're blunt, it's going to stop and you're going to hurt yourself. You are more likely to cut yourself with a blunt tool than you are a sharp tool. I know it sounds crazy, but you are. So what we've got here is the Sorby ProEdge, and this is a midway. Right? The top machine in this retails at £309. Okay, we are doing a slight deal today, but what this will give you is a machine that you can sharpen turning tools, carving tools, bench chisels, planing knives, scissors, knives with the new jig. Pretty much anything. I always use the analogy of a couple that came to me about 4 years ago when we first had it out in Cornwall, and he said, look at my draw knife, and the bevel was rounded because he'd never sharpened it. And he did green, made green woodwork chairs. I was like, that needs sharpened, give it to me. So I did it on this. Not easy to do a draw knife, but I did it. That's brilliant. He said, my wife sculpts in stone. Can you sharpen this? And of course he had his stone chisels. Yeah, fine, found the right angle, sharpened those. We bought the machine because it did his green woodworking tools, it did her stone chisels. Same machine, just a different belt. The belts are easy to change. So, and the belts aren't expensive, they run from £3 to £10, depending on the grade. So, first thing to do is get it in a position which is comfortable for you, which for me is about there. Taller, shorter, you'll have it in a different way. How high the bench is, it'll all make a difference. The beauty of it is, that bar and that table move with the arm, so you don't affect the way it works. Turn it on, it's not recommended to do it this way, but it will work. And I can go in, okay, sharpen the edge, come off, sharpen the edge, and then just rotate the two together. Would you agree, sir, I've still got one single clean bevel? Right? Now, I didn't check, because normally what you do is when you set your own jig up, what you do is you sort of tap it, use the tool to check, and then you go in and just do a test grind to see if it's grinding between the top and the bottom. If it is, you're happy. If not, you have to adjust it. That I don't have to. So that's it. So if I'm doing a straight grain gauge, I can use that. In. And it just holds the tool accurately. Doesn't skip across. Sometimes it will skip if you're not careful. Right? I can also use that as a straight side. So, for my parting tools, set the right angle, and I get a nice 90-degree corner. The thing about a parting tool is, if you part in and the tool tends to veer one way or the other, not going straight, what it means is you've got an angle on that top and it's veering that way. Right? That's because you haven't sharpened it properly. If you get a nice crisp 90-degree corner, the parting tool goes straight in. You can buy what we call a chisel guide. That's an extra £10 to be perfectly honest. If you've got that, you don't need it because you've got a straight guide there. So that's designed for doing bench chisels, but I would use that. Okay, and I can do my ordinary woodworking chisels. I can do big, heavy, more advanced sort of framing chisels, that sort of thing. I am quite happy to bring that tool in, line it up there, and bring it in like that and sharpen it. I'm quite happy to do that. If you're not happy to do that, use the skew guide, and the skew guide will do it for you. Okay, bring it in. I know I'm sharpening because I can see sparks coming off. Okay, and there we are. One single clean bevel on a skew. That's the important. Put the 60 grit scrap belt on and shape all your tools. So, you see, your skew will have a hollow grind in it if you've done it on a wheel. This puts a flat grind on. Right? So what you need to do is put the coarse belt on and shape all the tools so you get flat grinds and the shape you want. And then thereafter you put the finer belt on and just do what I'm doing here, which is just that. And you see the beauty of that. The jig can only do that. It can't do any other shape than a fingernail grind because I put it on there. As soon as I move it, it takes it around. It does it for you. It's a foolproof way of doing a fingernail grind. Okay? Now, you can do carving tools on it. If you do carving tools, you need to buy the mandrel, the mop, and the honing paste. Because again, once you've shaped your carving tools, you very rarely hone them. Okay? Okay? And there we are. That's sharpening.